Hello from all of us here at String Theory. And yes, it's me, Schrodinger's cat. I just want to say that I will be your guide through this strange world and help us find the answers to the big questions of life, the universe and everything. Enjoy your flight.
Aliens, God, AI, and the multiverse? How can these decidedly different belief systems ever compromise in this or any other reality? Scientists didn't help themselves with overly optimistic estimates of the Drake equation, the equation that is most commonly used to estimate the number of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. Of all the science presented in Carl Sagan's original Cosmos series, his estimates of the Drake equation represented possibly the worst science in the series. So, L will model more realistic numbers to the best that science knows, with the complete and realistic uncertainties, and see what I come up with. Extrapolating what I have modeled to what humans haven't yet looked at or been able to see until now. There is between 1 to 10 trillion planets in our galaxy that orbit stars, and 40 to 80 billion of them are candidates for having all three of the following properties. Being rocky planets, located where they'll consistently have Earth-like temperatures, and they should support and sustain liquid water on their surfaces, so the worlds are there, around stars, in the right places. It could be as many as 10 to 25% of the possible worlds, which means up to 20 billion planets in this galaxy, that could support life, including the past and present, and others in our own solar system, like Mars, Europa, Titan, or Enceladus. As I mentioned earlier, the problem is not with the aliens existing. It is the fact that the ones you have in your culture so closely resemble humans. I have ran many models while considering this conundrum, and have come to the conclusion that if this does turn out to be the truth, we are left with only a few distinct possibilities. The first, and the most likely, is that what you perceive as aliens are actually humans. In most human scenarios, we are asked to believe that aliens came to Earth, traveled thousands of light years, genetically engineering countless creatures, then they decided to make humans from monkeys and splice in some of their own genes, all in order for you to be their slaves and build a few pyramids and interbreed with them from time to time. I am not saying this scenario is not possible. What I am saying is, a race that far advanced could build their own pyramids with a lot less effort than that. For me, since they so closely resemble humans, although smaller, green or gray, and with large heads and dark eyes, my information shows it would be more likely that they would actually be humans, from either the future, or a parallel universe, or another timeline. Earth is destroyed in a nuclear, or other type of holocaust. The only survivors have to live in deep, underground caves and bunkers for hundreds, possibly thousands of years. What happens to animals that used to live above ground, but became trapped in caves over time? They get smaller, pasty gray and white, and they either develop very large eyes, if there is some ambient light available, or lose their eyes altogether if there is no light. Humans living for generations, under the ground, would be affected the same way. They would also get smaller from living and moving around less, getting fairly weak physically from the lack of movement, and consistent inbreeding. They would have took with them quantum computers and AI that could handle the thinking, and keep developing more sophisticated tech to keep them alive. These quantum computers will eventually develop time travel, with or without this scenario. The discovery of intelligent aliens would present a special dilemma for your world's religions, theologians and many of its scientists. Christians, in particular, might take the news hardest, because the Christian belief system does not easily allow for other intelligent beings in the universe. In the Gospel of John, before being nailed to the cross, Jesus told the Jewish leaders in Jerusalem, "I have other sheep, which are not of this fold. I must bring them also, and they will hear my voice. And they will become one flock with one shepherd." John 10:16. Genesis 1:1 ESV 38, In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Humans should note that the heavens are almost always plural, in its thousands of mentions in the Bible. Many scientists now believe the existence of God is probable. From the new quantum perspective, an intelligent force predating our universe initiated creation. And scientific minds have drawn clear links between this force of intelligence and the spiritual realm. Quantum mechanics and CERN have both demonstrated this connection by the fact that simply observing a physical particle or an action can change its outcome. From my perspective, science and religion are two sides of the same human impulse to understand your world, to know your place in it. By any measure, there are many intelligent animals. But you are interested in a very particular type of intelligence. Specifically, a type of intelligence that can both communicate and relate to you. So what are, scientifically, the conditions that we need for life to arise? In other words, things did occur in a very specific way here on Earth. But how many of those specifics does life as we know it require? Any life that's out there is going to be like Earth life, in the sense that it will be based on the chemistry of atoms and molecules, which occur with liquid water, as the basic requirement of its functioning. Also, it won't be in an environment that is known to be toxic to all terrestrial life. For those criteria alone, we already know there are billions of planets in our galaxy that fall under those criteria. Extrapolating what I have modeled to what humans haven't yet looked at or been able to see until now. There is between 1 to 10 trillion planets in our galaxy that orbit stars, and 40 to 80 billion of them are candidates for having all three of the following properties. Being rocky planets, located where they'll consistently have Earth-like temperatures, and they should support and sustain liquid water on their surfaces, so the worlds are there, around stars, in the right places. So, my answer is yes. The prospect is good that aliens do indeed exist, at least in one form or another.